Dear students in grade 9, good afternoon and welcome to our session for today, in which we are going to discuss Unit 10. Well, dear students, dear colleagues, let me first introduce my colleagues in the studio who are going to participate in this seminar. Miss Wala Safir, an English supervisor in Damascus countryside. Good afternoon, Miss Wala. And Miss Hanan Kantagji, an English teacher from Hama Directorate. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And thanks for coming from Hama.
Welcome. Thank you.
Dear students, as you know, the title of Unit 10 is Time Waits for No One, as you can see on the screen. Dear students, in this unit, we are going, of course, or let me first introduce the contents of the Unit 10, the unit plan. When we talk about the speaking skill, of course, you are going to learn how to talk about time management. And when we talk about reading, you're going to read a text about the importance of time. When we talk about vocabulary, of course, you are going to learn some vocabs related to time. And when we talk about grammar, we are going to discuss the reported questions or the reported speech in general and how can we report questions. When we talk about pronunciation, of course, we have some short long vowel sounds, which is the oo sound and the oo sound. Then we can talk about listening. Here you are going to listen to a dialogue about leisure time, and finally you are going to learn how to write and some, let's say, writing skills using punctuation marks and capitalization. And of course these are two important skills in writing. Let me first start with the title. As we said, here we have an important title, which is Killing Time is Not a Murder. Miss Wala, what do we mean by this title when we say killing time is not a murder? Please.
Yeah. When we talk about time, it's a vital thing in our life. So if we know how to manage it, we can kill it.
So can we stop time?
No, it's of course we can't stop time. Time is the basic unit of a change. If we can't stop change, we can't stop time.
Good. So another question, Miss Hanan.
Yes.
Is it possible to turn time back?
Of course not, because it is ongoing. It is going forward, not backward. So we can't stop it.
So that's why we say time is precious,
yeah,
and we should not waste
waste time. Yes.
Our time. And the final question for Wala: how can we use time correctly?
Actually, we can use time correctly by following some tips, like, for example, setting achievable goals, making a schedule, avoiding time wasters such as social media, and maybe break things into
so in general,
into tasks to make it easier.
Everything beneficial we do it means that we use our time correctly when we do something beneficial in our life. So we should try always to use our time correctly and not to waste it in doing, let's say, useless things. Now, Miss Hanan,
yes,
who considers time important? Of course, we all consider time important, but there are maybe some people in society who consider time important more than others.
Yes, please. Successful people, of course, who evaluate time, who know what is time. Successful people consider time more important than anything, than money, than anything else in their life.
Good.
So, because they know the value of time, they consider it more important.
Good. Why should we manage our time efficiently? I think it is a repeated question in a different way.
In a different way.
Okay.
Yeah, because since time is precious, we should never waste it. By better time management, we can achieve anything in our lives. Time management helps us to attain more with less effort and be more productive.
Good. So time management is an essential thing in our life. We should know how to manage our time, how to use our time correctly in doing, let's say, beneficial things, useful things. So organizing time is very important. Another question for Ms. Hanan, what is time management like? Like what? Let's give some examples.
Yes. First, some people consider it something boring. It is a boring task. But when you practice it regularly, do it regularly, of course, you will be adapted to it. So it is something good. So you should realize that it only helps you to increase your productivity. When we, of course, manage time, this means we have to produce something more useful, and this will encourage you to achieve more in life. When we have time management, we are going to achieve more tasks, more jobs, many things in our life.
So, and our life will be, I think, more relaxing, more organized,
yes.
right?
Yes.
More comfortable.
Yeah.
We feel that we're doing something beneficial in our life
Yes.
when we manage our time in the correct way.
Yes.
Another question for Wala. Does multitasking help increase productivity?
No, of course.
When we
because
say multitasking,
it means doing
it
many
means
things
doing
at the same time.
many tasks at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Being productive doesn't mean that we have to be involved in multiple tasks at the same time. Many people believe that if we do many things, we achieve more in life. But the truth is the opposite.
good. So we can do, of course, a lot of things at the same time,
but we can't
it doesn't
concentrate.
mean that we are productive. Sometimes we can do, or we can focus on one thing, and we can be maybe more productive than people who participate in doing, let's say, many things at the same time. So it doesn't mean doing many tasks at the same time doesn't mean that you are productive. When you focus on one thing and you can succeed in doing it, so it means that you are productive. So this is, I think, the message when we say doing multitasks at the same time doesn't mean productivity or doesn't increase productivity. Killing time is not murder, it is suicide. What do you think, Hanan?
First, killing time is not a murder. It is not killing, of course. It is a suicide. Suicide, it means killing oneself. To
So
kill
it
myself.
is a proverb.
Yeah.
It is a proverb. It is a saying. Killing time is not murder, it is suicide.
Yes.
When is the proverb applicable?
Yes. It is applied, of course, on those who don't understand the value of time and don't respect it. So people who don't manage time, who don't have value of time, these people, of course, are committing suicide, of course. And also people who say that they don't have enough time to complete their jobs, to complete their work. They don't really know how to manage time. These also are killing themselves, not just a murder in the society, but they are killing themselves. This is a suicide, of course.
Okay. Another question for Ms. Wala. What is the best advice, Ms. Wala, to people who have no time management? What can you advise them?
We can advise them by following this step. Do it now principle. It means,
Okay. There is an easy way maybe to help them.
it
What
means
is this way? Do it now.
Do it now.
It is a principle.
Principle.
If they follow this principle,
they will be more productive.
They will have
and
time
will
management.
manage their time efficiently.
okay.
First, D, it stands for divide what you have to do, organize your materials, or I.
So here you are talking about the meaning of do it now.
of each
So
letter.
each letter refers to something.
To something,
like
yeah.
The letter D, for example.
Like an acronym,
Yes,
sir.
it's like an acronym, yes.
Yeah.
The letter D refers to what?
Divide what you have to do, or organize your materials. I, ignore interruptions like the internet, social media, or your colleagues at work.
Okay. We can add here T refers here to take time, to take time to learn how to do many things, to do jobs, to do anything. Let's say to do jobs and things yourself. N refers here to now, not tomorrow, not to delay, to do it now. O refers to opportunity is knocking, so you have to take advantage of opportunities.
So opportunities
Chances.
never happens themselves,
Yeah.
you create them, so
Yes.
you have
To exploit the time and
Exactly.
to make use of these opportunities. W here refers to watch out for time stealers. Watch out, it means to be careful of time stealers who take your time, of course. Okay, that's all said.
That's it. So what are time stealers? What are time stealers?
Any activities that don't have a specific objectives can be defined as time stealers. Time stealers can be spending time on the internet, reading and sending emails, watching TV, or talking on the phone.
Good. So these are time stealers. When we spend our time on the internet, we're wasting our time, of course. When we read and send emails, possible, we can waste time. When we watch TV for a long time, when we talk on the phone for, let's say,
Hours.
for long hours. So it means that we're wasting our time here. So these are some, of course. There are others,
Yeah,
stealers,
of
of
course,
course, time
These are
stealers.
examples.
But these are just examples for the students. Okay, of course, the students can give more examples than these examples
Yes.
mentioned here. How can we, Ms. Hanan, stop time stealers?
There is a solution here to control how much time we spend on these things, to control time. For example, when we use the internet a lot, we have to organize our time for one, maybe half an hour a day. It's okay if it is enough, maybe for some. Also, as we know, time is the greatest gift of God. So therefore, we should know how to invest it. We should invest our time. We shouldn't waste time. We should make use of our time to do something useful, something profitable, let's say, or fruitful, productive, etc.
Okay. Now, of course, in this unit, there are some vocabs or some words mentioned after the reading text, maybe, or in the reading
Yeah,
text.
yes.
So let's try to match the words with their definitions. You can both, of course, participate in this exercise.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start with productive. It means fruitful, efficiently, getting good results without wasting time or energy. Attain, it means gain.
So number one, productive.
Yeah.
Let's focus on each one separately. Productive
Productive, it
means
fruitful.
fruitful. When we say something is productive, it means that it is fruitful,
Useful.
useful,
Yeah.
something like that. Efficiently,
Efficiently getting good results without wasting time or energy.
so when we do efficient job or when we do our job efficiently, it means that we're doing
It's
it
done well.
and we are getting
Advantage
What?
of time.
good results from
Yeah.
it, right? So attain,
Attain, it means gain.
it means
Gain,
to attain something,
it means to
to
gain.
gain something,
get
to
something,
get
yeah.
something. Number four, please.
Eventually,
Eventually,
it means in the end.
in the end.
Finally,
Eventually.
yeah.
Number five, Miss Hanan.
Okay.
Murder.
Murder here, it is illegal killing of a person.
So
A crime.
when we
It's a kind
talk
of a
about murder, it means killing someone.
Someone, yeah.
Someone
It
else.
is a murder. It
Yeah.
is a crime.
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
So number six,
Suicide. Self-murder, to kill oneself.
Good.
Applicable. Here they say concerns or related to, as they say in the book.
I think it is not very clear here in the
Yeah.
book. Let's add something to it.
Appli-
Concerns are related to something or something that can be
Applied.
or it means practical.
Practical,
Something.
exactly. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Practical solution.
Yes.
Applicable
Workable.
solution can be applied.
Yes.
Can be applied. So number eight.
Principle here, it means moral rule. Moral here related to ethics, moral, something good, of course.
Good. So these are the matchings. This is the solution. Okay, I think it is very clear now for all the students. Now we can go on to talk about, or we have an exercise, I think, before we can go on. we have to choose here the correct vocabs. An exercise, number 1, please.
Yeah. Number 1, time is the greatest gift of God. Therefore, we should know how to A. invest, B. lose, C. ruin, D. waste it. The correct answer is we should know how to invest it.
How to invest it.
Yeah.
How to use it correctly.
Efficiently.
Yeah.
Yes,
efficiently.
or efficiently.
Yeah. Number 2, is that rule productive, applicable, precious, nice in this case? The correct answer is B. applicable. Number 3, it's against my principle, goal, life, study to lie. It's against my principle to lie.
Yes, thank you very much. Number 4.
Yes, sir. She's a successful person. She knows how to use her time. Also, we have 4 choices: hardly, efficiently, severely, wrongly. The correct answer should be, of course, efficiently, in a good way. As you
Yes,
said.
she's a successful person. She knows how to use her time. Of course,
Usefully,
it is not
productively.
badly,
Yeah.
it is not wrongly, it is not severely,
The
it
correct
is
answer.
efficiently.
They have, as
which
she
is
said,
choice
negative
B.
meanings,
Yes,
the others.
yes. Here we are trying to show the students, let's say, how can the how the questions can be in the final exam. It is the same way. It
Exactly.
is the same way. Yes, to choose the correct answer when we talk about
Vocabulary.
they need to understand the sentence, let's say, or read it
The
carefully, understand the meaning, and then they can choose, of course, the suitable word for this sentence.
Yes, exactly.
Number 5.
Most of our students, we have to add here a verb, of course, either attain, give, send, or produce high grades in the final exam. Surely, to get high grades or to attain high grades, this is the correct answer. It should be A. Okay. 6. I had a very day. I finished the whole work. Here we need an adjective to describe the day. We have productive, we have applicable, unproductive, unnecessary. Of course, all of them are adjectives, but the meaning is, the suitable meaning
Productive.
is productive. Yes, exactly.
Why was it productive? Because he said he finished the whole work, so it was productive.
Productive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now we have, let's say, grammar. When we talk about grammar, of course we can let's say talk about the reported speech in general. When we want to report a speech, we can report general statements, sentences, ordinary statements, and we can report questions. So when we talk about questions, we have two
kinds of
types of
questions.
questions: WH questions and
Yes, no questions.
yes, no questions. So let's start with the reported speech, how to report indirect questions.
Yeah.
Please.
In general,
How to report
we have
questions.
first to introduce the reporting verbs. They are asked, wanted to know, wondered, and inquired. We have many changes. We can change the tense, the pronouns, possessive adjectives, adverbs of time and place can be also changed as in a statement. We also have to, the interrogative form of the verbs also have to be changed to affirmative form. Also, the indirect question cannot be finished with the question mark. Since it's indirect, we have to put full stop at the
Because
end.
here, Ms. Wala, you are mentioning some rules the students should follow when they want to report questions or statements. But let's be more practical. I mean, let's give examples and try to, let's say, teach the students how they can report questions.
Yeah.
So these are just rules or principles.
In general.
Yes. Now, pronouns and possessive adjectives, Ms. Hanan. What about them?
This is one of the changes that should be done, of course, when we move or when we change from direct into indirect. We have here the pronoun I, first person. It is changed into he, she, you. We, you or they. Singular you, it can be I, he, she. Now object pronouns, me can be him, her, you. Us can be you or them. My, possessive adjective here, your, his, her. our, their. These are
Some students maybe may not understand what we are saying now, because these are some rules they should follow when they report questions.
Yes.
When we give examples, they will understand the meaning.
Yes, we are still in the rule, of course.
Yes. Time and place references.
Yeah, we have these. It changes to those here.
We're talking about the changes.
Yeah, changes in time and place references. These, those, here, there, now, then, today, that day, tomorrow, the next day, or we can change it to the following day. And yesterday, we can change it to the previous day or the day before.
Yes, that's right. Now, reported questions or yes-no questions. Let's start with yes-no questions, right? And WH questions. Here we have two types.
Yes, we are going to
as
start
mentioned here.
In the rule.
I think we will start with the WH questions. Okay. Ms. Hannah.
Okay, so WH questions. In reported WH questions, we use, as you know, the WH word, the subject, and the verb.
Example.
What are you doing? This is a direct question, sir, because we have a helping verb before the subject, the question form, I mean, and the question mark at the end. And this question is used in between two inverted commas. Here we have the verb of saying Tom asked. Now, when we make it indirect, we start with Tom, then Tom asked, the verb of reporting. What no change here, we shouldn't omit it. We change here the pronouns, as we said before. You, it becomes I. The tense here should be changed there. Are you doing? Present continuous. It should be past continuous. What I was doing. And the last change is the question mark. We omit it and replace it with a full stop.
Good. Okay. Here, students should know it's okay, it's a WH question, but when the speaker wants to report this question to someone else, he is not asking now. You are not asking, and you are the speaker now, not Tom. So you are talking about Tom's question.
Yeah.
So Tom is not the speaker. What are you doing? These are the words of Tom.
Reporting Tom words.
In the indirect question, these are your words or our words, not Tom's words. So we are now the speaker. I am the speaker, for example, now. So Tom asked me what I was doing, right? What I was doing. Why? Because here we are reporting, we are using the reporting verb asked, and the verb asked is in the past simple. So we have to go a step backward in the tense and use the past, not the present. So here are becomes was, because I was. If the pronoun is we say we were, okay? Right? So Tom asked me.
Or we can say, sir, to add something, when we report a question, we report the meaning.
Yes,
exactly.
Of course. Tom asked me what I
was doing. I'm taking the meaning. I'm not reporting the words as they are. Yes. I'm taking the meaning and report the meaning.
Exactly. So try when the students can imagine the situation, I think they can do it easily.
Without the rules.
Easily, without the rules.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Because it is logic here. They need to follow the logic, and they will be able to report the question easily. Now, don't forget that the reported questions are like so the question mark, dear students. Also remove the inverted commas again, as Ms. Han said. Now, let's talk about the yes-no question.
Yeah, in the reported yes-no question, we use if or whether. Then we have to put the subject. After the subject, we have to use the verb. There is a small difference between these questions and WH questions. Let's see the example here. Will you be here? Tom asked. We have to put the introduction first. Tom asked me. Then we have to put if or whether. After that, we have to invert between the subject and the verb. So you is changed according to the object of the reported verb. It will be changed to I. Then will, we have to change it to would. After that, the main verb be in the zero form. After that we have here, it will be changed to
adverb of place.
Yeah.
By the way, let me add something here. If we are still here,
Yeah,
in the same place,
yeah.
there is no need to change
change
here
it.
into there.
Yeah.
When we change the place and we want to report the sentence and we are now in a different place,
different place.
so in this situation we can or we should, let's say, change or replace the word here
To
with there, because now we are talking about a place far from
Another
here.
place, yeah.
So it is far away, not here. We are not still here. We are there now. We are in a different place.
course.
That's why we should, let's say, change the adverb here into there when we change the place. If we don't change the place, there is no need. So in the exam, students may ask the questions, and at the same time the teachers themselves may ask this question. If we don't change, how can we know that the speaker changed the place or not? So it's okay, you are only what is required from you is to choose the right answer, so everything will be written. So there is no need to think in this situation, but we are now talking about the reported speech in general, and we are talking about all the situations or all the different situations, dear students. So there is no need to think of this situation at all. You can use here, you can use there, it's okay. Instead of a question word, we now use if, as you said, Ms. Wala, or
Whether.
Good. So they have the same
The same
meaning.
But whether is more formal than
Yes, whether more formal
Yeah.
is more formal, that's right. Now, I think
Yes.
we have something about questions with do.
Yes.
What do you mean by this?
Questions in the present simple. Generally, when we have a question with do, it means in the present simple. So let's have the example. Where do they come from? This is in the present form, of course. Tom asked. I want to start with the verb of reporting. Tom asked me, it's optional, where they came from. As you see here, the question word comes as it is. No change of they because it is third person, sir. But do, we omit do and change the verb from come, infinitive, into the past form came from. And of course, no question mark, we replace it with a full stop.
Simply speaking,
Yeah.
when we want to ask a question in the present simple, we use do or does.
Exactly.
So when we want to report statements, we are not asking, so there is no need to use do. Cancel do, simply. Okay, we are not asking. Because we are not asking, it's not necessary
We are
to use
asking
do.
indirectly.
We don't
Exactly.
need the structure of the
Exactly.
question.
So Tom asked me where they came from. He is reporting his question, he is not asking at all. So there is no need to use do because it is not a question.
Yes.
So reported questions are like positive statements, as you can, as you said. So we do not need the auxiliary verb do. In this case, do is present, so we change the main verb come into the past simple. Reporting questions we do again. We have another maybe point.
If we do in the past, like this example, did you see Jane? Tom asked. We have to put the introduction first. Tom asked me. It's yes, no question, so we have to start with if. If the subject here is you, it's changed to I. Then did, we have to go step back in the time. So did in the past, we have to change the tense into the past perfect here. So it is had seen. After that, we put the subject, the object here, Jane.
So the rule says when we want to report a sentence in the past simple, we use the past perfect in indirect questions or in the indirect statements, right?
Yes.
That's it. We use the past perfect, not the past simple. Did you see Jan? Tom asked me if I had seen Jan, not if I saw Jan. Okay. Again, of course, here we are talking about formal English, not informal English. In our books, in our curricula, we usually teach formal English. Of course, we sometimes refer to informal English, but we try to teach the students to use formal English, not informal. In our everyday life, it's okay, you can use informal English, it's okay. But here, these are the rules of the reported speech when we talk about formal English. Now, what about the word order in reported questions,
Yes,
Ms. Hanan?
Okay. We have an example. How fast can you run? This is a direct question. Tom asked a question in the present simple using the modal can. We start with the verb of reporting. He asked, or Tom asked, let's say. Me, it's optional. How fast I could run, of course. We change you into I, as we said before. Can, in the present, it should be changed into the past. So the word order, as you can see here, Tom is the speaker. Asked, reporting verb, it is past. How fast, this is the question word. Or if it is a yes no question, then we have the subject, then the verb in the past.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Now we have an exercise. Miss Wala, please.
The first one, how are you? He asked me how I am, was, have been, had been. We have are in the present, so we have to choose past simple, was.
He asked me how I was, not how I am,
Yeah.
or how I have been or I had been. Good.
Number 2, where have you been? He asked me where I am, was, have been, or had been. The tense here it's a present simple, present perfect. Sorry, we have to change it to the past perfect.
Have been
Have
becomes
been,
had
yeah,
been.
had been.
He asked me where I had been.
Yeah.
Good.
Number 3, what do you want to do now? He asked me what I want, wanted, have wanted, or had wanted. Here we have to omit do and to change the main verb into the second form. The correct answer is wanted. He asked me what I wanted to do.
Good.
The last one, where did you stay? He asked me where I. Here we have we have the auxiliary verb did, which we omit it, and we have to change the main verb into the past perfect. So the correct answer is had stayed. He asked me where I had stayed.
Thank you. Miss Hanan, please.
Yes, sir. Number 5. Do you plan to go back? This is a yes no question. He asked me if I. Surely the verb should be changed. We have a plan. Planned, have planned,
It is a yes
had
no
planned.
question.
Yes, yes, sir. But it is in the present simple. We said we go back, one tense back, of course. So do you plan? This is present simple. It should be past simple. The correct answer is planned. B.
Good. Good.
Did Mark pass all his exams? Also yes, no question, but it is in the past because we have did at the beginning. He asked if Mark all of his exams. It should be, we have 4 choices: passes, passed, has passed, or had passed. The correct answer should be had passed because it is past simple. The question in the direct speech is present past simple. It should be after being reported past perfect. What time will the plane arrive? They asked. What time the plane will arrive? Future, of course. We have the future. We have to change the tense, of course, into future conditional. We can use name it in English. Is it will arrive? Would arrive? Arrives is arriving. So will arrive should be would arrive. Where is my umbrella? He asked where umbrella was. Here we have a space just to refer to the change of the pronouns or possessive adjectives here. So we have my, her, hers, mine. It should be, we change my into her. It should be, of course, be. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, another skill mentioned in Unit 10, which is pronunciation skill. Here we have one sound, or two sounds maybe, two vowel sounds, short vowel sound and long vowel sound. Maybe it is the same, but one of them is short, one of them is long. It is oo sound and oo sound. What can you tell us about them, Ms. Wala?
Yeah, the short sound oo, the sound is produced by the movement of the tongue between the front and the back of it. We have common spelling with the short sound oo. For example, double O in the middle, like look, cook. You, for example, put, push. Also, we have less common spelling, OUL as one syllable, like in could, would, should.
So, Look, it contains, or it has the sound, the short vowel sound oo. Cook is the same. Put, push, it's the same. What about here we have less common spelling, as you said, O-U-L, could, would, should,
yeah.
Yes.
As one syllable.
Yes, exactly. Now we can talk about the long vowel sound oo. Yes.
Yeah, long oo. Also, it is a common spelling. It is common spelling with the long sound oo. Some examples: when we have double O, sir, like fool, shoot. If you remember, my colleague said double O, sorry, like look. It was short, but here it is also possible to be long, like fool, shoot. When we have U in the middle, like music. Another case, when you have U plus E, like blue, glue. Less common spelling here, OU, like group, soup. We have also UI in the word fruit. It is also possible to be long. Okay.
I'd like to add something, actually. Teachers, our dear colleagues in the field, should refer to the difference between the letters or the alphabet letters in English and the sounds.
Yeah.
There is a big difference between them, of course. We have in English, in the alphabet, we
the
have
name.
about 26
Yes,
maybe
these
letters.
Are names.
But,
ABC,
yes,
they are
we
names.
have about 26 letters, but these 26 letters may have more than 44 sounds in English.
Yes.
So they should refer that each letter could have more than one sound at the same time.
Yes.
So it depends on how it is pronounced in the word itself,
yes.
right? So there is no specific rule.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes we don't have rules. They should know that, for example, this letter here is mute or silent. This letter here is pronounced like a, and this letter here is pronounced a. And for example, the letter A in English, the first letter in the English alphabet, can have more than 5 sounds maybe. When we say apple, it's not like when we say car.
Yeah.
Or egg, etc.
Yes.
So
Boy,
here we have
fall.
different words, or care, car,
Yes.
hat, sat. So we have different call. Here we pronounce it O.
Yes.
So here the letter A has more than one sound. So each sound has a symbol in pronunciation. We try to forget about symbols. Okay, students should be trained well how to use symbols for each sound. It's okay, but here in the exam, we won't have symbols in the exam. We are going to ask you about, to choose which word, for example, has the short vowel sound, which word has the long vowel sound, or which word has a different vowel sound. Okay, because they will be given 4 choices. So here, the case is different. But now here we are talking about one vowel sound in Unit 10, and we're trying to let's say differentiate between the short vowel sound and the long vowel sound. Thank you, Miss Hanan. Now we have an exercise. Miss Wala, please.
Yeah. Which word has short O sound? Shoot, rude, butcher, cruel. The correct answer is C, butcher.
So of course, you should wait for a minute because the students
Sorry.
should think. I'm sorry, you have given the answer. Okay. So and when you pronounce the word, they will know.
Yeah,
the students will know. So I think even teachers in their classrooms should allow students to read the words themselves. Don't read the words for them. Let them think.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Now you are presenting the information. It's okay, Wala, but in the classroom the case will be different, of course. You should give your students some time to think of the question, to read the words themselves, in order to be able to choose.
To differentiate.
Right? So which word has short oo sound?
It's
I have 1 minute, right?
Yeah, butcher.
So it is butcher.
Yeah.
Because here, cruel, it is long.
It's long.
Rude, it is long.
Yeah, and shoot.
Shoot, it is long. Butcher, it is short. Another one.
The question says, which word has long oo sound? 1 minute.
Okay,
Bull.
1 minute. Time
It's
is
okay.
over.
Time
You
is
can
over.
answer
Time is
now.
precious.
Okay.
So bull, took, fruit, wood.
So
It is fruit. It is longer.
Pull, took, would. All these words
Short.
have
Short.
short vowel sound.
Yeah.
Ooh. Here in the exam, maybe we are not going to name the sound or to give the symbol of the sound.
Yeah.
Maybe. Here we can say, it would be enough when we say the word which has a long vowel sound is. That's it. A long vowel sound or a short vowel sound or a different vowel sound. Right? So these are three cases which are very important for, let's say, the exercises of pronunciation. Okay, do we have something else?
Right.
Yes, of course.
Maybe.
Now we can talk about the last skill in Unit 10, which is related to writing. When we talk about writing in general, okay, it is a skill, but this skill contains different skills. When we talk about writing, you should know how to use punctuation marks correctly. You should know how to use correct grammar, how to use capitalization, to follow the rules, etc. To use connecting words. So it contains many, let's say, different skills.
Integrated skills.
Integrated and related, of course, to the writing skill, which is the main skill. So the stage is, or the floor is yours.
Yeah, we're talking about capitalization. We use a capital letter to begin a sentence. For example, the book is red, it's on the table, my name is Lara.
The first letter should be.
So use a
last.
capital letter to begin a sentence. Of course, students in grade 9, I think they know very well that when they start or want to start
sentence, yeah.
a sentence, they should start with a capital letter. Some students up till now, when they start their sentences, even in the baccalaureate, they forget this rule and they use a small letter, not a capital letter. We are trying here to remind you, dear students, when you want to start a sentence or to begin a sentence, use the capital letter. Don't forget this rule, please. And student, I urge our dear colleagues in the field, the teachers of English, to train their students how to use capitalization, because it is a very important skill in writing.
They maybe in the exam marks will be
We will
deducted.
delete some marks in
Will
the
be deducted.
composition.
Yeah.
If they don't capitalize some letters, some marks will be omitted.
Omitted,
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. Okay.
Another skill.
Yeah. Also, it is about capitalization. We have the pronoun I. We use the capital letter for the personal pronoun I. This pronoun, wherever it comes, at the beginning, in the middle, at the end of the sentence, it should be written in the capital form.
Unfortunately, up
Yes.
till now, we find some students use this pronoun in small letter. Use it in the small letter. They write it in small letter. They don't capitalize it at all.
An example, sir. What can I say, as you see in the example, in the middle? He is Rob, I am Mary. I here should be after the comma, but it is a capital letter. Always capitalized, no matter where it falls in a sentence. It should be in the capital form.
You are talking about the pronoun I,
Yes.
not about the word always.
No,
Okay,
this
so
is just a note.
Oh, okay.
A note.
Oh, good. Another rule.
Yeah, we use also a capital letter for days of the week, month of the year.
So days of the week are always
Yeah,
capitalized.
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Wherever,
Wednesday,
yeah.
Saturday, Sunday,
They go.
Friday. They are always capitalized
Yeah.
wherever they are.
Yeah.
At the beginning, in the middle, at the
or
end. Okay.
Month of the year and holidays. For
And
example,
holidays.
Monday,
Places, maybe.
What?
Some places also.
Yes, some places.
Names of places.
Monday, Friday, April, May, Easter, Christmas.
Good.
All of them are in capital
Good,
letter.
good, good. London, Damascus,
Yes.
Erzurum, there are
Yeah.
all cities, all nouns.
Countries
Yes.
also, as we see here, countries, languages and nationalities,
Good.
they are written in the capital form. Like Hani is from Syria, his mother is Russian, he can speak Arabic. Syria a country, Russian a nationality, Arabic is a language.
Very nice.
They should
example.
be capitalized.
Yes, yes, thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah, we also use a capital letter for people's names, surnames, and titles. For example, he is Lionel Messi, King Henry, Dr. Smith, hello, Mr. Hamad.
Good, Good.
We have
good.
title here, Doctor, Mr. in
Yes.
capital letter, King.
Thank you.
Also to use the capital letters here for names of places and monuments, like Damascus is a city, a place. The Umayyad Mosque or Umayyad Mosque alone. The Himalayas, these are mountains, of course. They should be capitalized. So names of the streets also, like Al-Hamra Street, Oxford Street, they should be written in the capital form.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about greeting and
greeting and closing of a letter or email?
yes?
For example, dear Judy, how are you? Love, Anna, your friend Jack, see you soon.
Thank you very much. Here we have some other examples maybe.
Yeah.
I think we should take a break for a second. Here the I, the letter I, maybe the pronoun.
What do they refer to, sir?
Yes.
For example, the comma, what does it mean? I
Yes.
think we should take a break for a second.
Very nice.
A short breath.
Yes.
The full stop means,
You're talking
sorry.
about the comma and the full stop. The
Yeah.
difference between them.
Yeah.
Comma refers to a pause, which is a short pause.
Yeah,
To have a
rest.
breath.
Yes.
To have a breath.
To have a breath.
Yeah.
And when we use the full stop, we mean that we have finished
The meaning is
sentence,
complete.
and we
Yes.
are going to talk about something different. So
Yes.
at the end of the sentence, we use a full stop. This is the meaning, right?
Yes. And the exclamation mark, when we use the exclamation mark, it means I agree, to express feelings, emotions, astonishment, etc. The question mark means, what are you guys talking about? It is asking the others, what are you talking about?
Yes, yes,
Direct
yes,
question.
yes.
Yeah.
Now, the full stop, you see, marks the end of a sentence.
Yeah. A full stop marks the end of a sentence. Full stops end sentences that aren't questions or exclamations. A full stop is used at the end of every telling sentence. For example, Messi is an excellent footballer. It's a
Yes.
complete sentence.
Yes, 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 thank you. Or Nepal is a beautiful country. This is another
Okay.
example. It's okay. What about the question mark?
The question mark, surely it is used at the end of questions, direct questions. For example, how are you? Is this your bag? Do you have a pen? And others.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we have comma
What
now.
about the comma now?
Yeah, we use comma to separate items in a list, to separate clauses. For example, you will need flour, butter, salt, and cheese. Yeah. Another example: while I was sleeping, the phone rang. Here we started the sentence with the conjunction while.
So here, when we have a main clause and a time clause, of course, after time clauses,
Yeah, we have to put a comma.
we use a comma. After if clauses, we use a comma, right? After we have other kinds of
Coordinated
clauses.
conjunction, like,
Yes, but when we have the main clause, when we want to start with the main clause, there is no need,
No need.
to use a comma. When we start our sentence with a let's say
A
subordinate
subordinate
clause,
clause, yeah.
we use a comma
Yes,
in general,
exactly. Yeah.
right? Whether it is a time clause or an if
If
clause
clause
or
or-
etc. That's it. This is, I think, everything. Do you have something else? The exclamation mark.
exclamation
We have
mark.
only 1 minute,
Okay.
please.
To show strong emotions or feelings like shock, happiness, surprise, or anger, or to show forceful command. Example: please help me. Wow, what a painting! Go to bed now.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And here, now, dear students, I think time is over. I would like to thank you for
Can I add
following
something,
us. Of course, Miss Hanan wants to add
About
something.
listening, some teachers ask
Yes.
about listening. They tell their students that the listening script in the books can be used as the additional text. Is it true?
No, that's not true. The listening is listening. I
Yes.
mean, everything, let's say, mentioned in the listening skill in the book
Yes.
is for the listening skill.
Yes.
There is no relation with these, let's say, scripts or texts in the listening with the reading in the exam.
Yes.
Some teachers maybe tell their students that the parallel text will be from listening. That's not correct, dear students, dear colleagues. Don't try to follow this rule. Don't make it a rule, please. So students should know that everything in listening is for listening. Everything for reading is for reading. And that's it. Thank you for your question. Dear students, at the end, dear colleagues, of this session, I'd like to thank Ms. Wala Safir, an English supervisor from Damascus countryside. Thank you for your participation. And Ms. Hanan Kantagji, an English teacher from Hama Directorate. Thanks for coming and your precious participation in this session. Dear students, dear colleagues, till we meet in other seminars, we wish you all the best. Goodbye. Thank you.